Okay, welcome to the 1090 podcast. I'm here with Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie, you're from Arizona?
Yep.
What part?
Cave Creek.
Is it hotter there or hotter in St. George, Utah, you think?
It's hotter there.
Oh, you said that. Not even close? How hot is it there these days?
Like, we have an average of 112 degrees in summer.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that is hot.
Yes, it is.
Well, thanks for making the drive. It was a long drive. How long was the drive?
6 hours.
6-hour drive. You're here.
Pulled in last night at about 1 a.m. and now we're here.
No, for some reason I text you at like 10. I'm like, hey, did you get into your room okay? And you're like, we have 3 hours of driving still. I'm like, oh, I'm going to bed. Well, I'm glad you made it. Staying at the Red Lion. Thanks to Nets on Fire and Ben Moore and Casey Winters for hooking up the hotel room for Stephanie. Stephanie, if you're on the show, your life's not going good, so I apologize. Your brother, Loren, died October 15th, 2025. And then your son, Nikolai, he has such a rare
genetic disorder. He was diagnosed at the end of May. It's basically like a childhood dementia. He's basically missing an enzyme that breaks down sugars in his bodies. And he has the severe case type of it. There's mild and severe. He has the severe type that affects his brain too. And his life expectancy isn't to be past his teen years.
One in every 100,000 male births, because it's only in the X chromosome from what I've been reading. And so it really only impacts males.
Yeah.
And so every 1 million male births, about 6 to 10 kids are going to have this.
Yeah, there's estimated about 2,000 in the world that have it. And I'm a carrier for it. So now it's like he has it, and every baby boy I would have has a 50% chance of having it too. So it's scary. It's hard. I don't want to see him suffer. Because basically it's slowly, with the buildup of the gags, it just gets in his brain and his organs, and they lose their ability to walk, talk, eat. Many of them end up wheelchair bound before they end up passing away. So it's stupid. And I've already sat front row at a funeral. It's not a place I want to be again. I'm knowing now that I don't know when it'll come, but it's just like, you just can't accept. Death and grief is already hard enough. And so it's like this torn between, how can I embrace him for who he is today and not sit there and worry about, oh, is this going to be the last time he says mom? Like, he's already had regression, and he doesn't say dad anymore. And so I know it's just bound to happen, but even with I don't know, you just can't accept you think you know what's coming, especially now after my brother passed away. But nothing will still ever prepare you for that moment again and knowing you're going to walk that road again.
I think the word dumb is such a good word, and it's underused for grief. Like, it's so stupid. I use that word all the time, and it makes sense in my head because, like, we're talking about an innocent little 4-year-old kid here.
Yeah, I mean, real innocent. He's a master mess maker. He thrives on that.
Yeah. What's the family dynamic? How many kids do you have? Are you married or?
We have 6 kids. I'm married. My 5 other kids are all girls. So,
Well, based on the disease, that's kind of, or is disease the right word? I don't know if that's
disease, syndrome. Okay, I haven't figured that out either.
No, sorry, I just didn't want to.
I've used disease, I've used syndrome, I've used condition. There's just no pretty way to put it. It's ugly.
And you just found out about this last month.
In end of May.
End of May.
So it's been
a
month and a half. And my sister actually brought it up a few years ago. She had found this kid on social media that has Sanfilippo syndrome, which is in the same category of Hunter syndrome. Hunter syndrome is mucopolysaccharidosis type 2, and Sanfilippo is the mucopolysaccharidosis type 3. So when Nikolai was 2, he had taken forever to walk. He didn't walk till he was almost 2 years old. My girls were walking at like 14 months. So it's like he was slower, but everyone was kind of like, well, boys are slower. They take a little longer, XYZ. Then we lived in a house that had black mold, and he got really sick. And like he just had chronic boogers, forever green boogers coming out of his nose, ear infections, not sleeping, major like snoring, sleep apnea. So we spent the last couple of years trying to do multiple different detoxes and clean the mold out of his body and all sorts of different protocols and diets, and everything was kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it was just like, there's all these things that work for all these other kids with like autism or whatever. Like, why aren't they working for him? And yeah, so my sister brought up the Sanfilippo syndrome, and it was just like, kind of read a little bit about it, but it was like, nah, it's so rare. And that one, mom and dad have to both carry a defective gene. I was like, there's no way. It's not a chance. But yeah, so we just kept trying to do the best we could with helping him heal, but he wasn't really moving forward. Tilly, our 2-year-old, she's the next baby under Nikolai. And she turned 2 last September. And she started like flying past him with everything, speech, understanding. Like, she's like his little big sister. And so when he turned 4 in January, we started digging more into answers. Got on some wait lists for autism. That stuff is expensive too. Like, I didn't realize how expensive stupid tests are, but they range from like $1,600 to $3,000 to get your kid evaluated.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Otherwise, they, the ones that insurance will cover, they have like 6-month, year-long wait lists. So that was in January. We were on many different wait lists. And then it just kept egging at me like, there's got to be something more. And obviously was looking more into the Sanfilippo. That's what I was convinced he had, because he looked so similar to a lot of them. Like, they have the similar facial features, coarser hair, bigger heads, bigger bellies. And so then I started reaching out to moms with kids with Sanfilippo, and they sent me what direction to go to get tests ordered. This was in like April. So then I spoke with a geneticist through an online portal that depending on if your kid has enough symptoms, then they qualify for free testing. And so they're like, well, being he doesn't have heart issues, that's one of the common things with these kids too. You're likely fine. He likely doesn't have it, but just send in a picture of him and we'll go from there. So then sent in the picture to the portal and they were supposed to call me back the next day. And then it was like 2 hours later and they called me back. They're like, well, the doctor just looked over Nikolai's portal and they're really highly suspicious of either Hunter's or Sanfilippo. And so then they were like, he qualifies for the free testing. So they sent the test to our house and we sent it in and it was about a month long wait. It was horrible. I think I slept about an average of 2 hours a night because I was busy just every night on Instagram, Facebook, Google, researching, trying to find answers that make sense. There was none.
Yeah, I can only imagine like what's going through your head every night.
It was horrible.
What are the signs or conditions of the Hunter syndrome? Because one of the goals we have is just to spread awareness about it. What can you tell us? Like, what can we look for?
There's the coarse facial features, enlarged belly. They typically have enlarged organs, spleen and liver. Developmental delays are many times common. Very coarse hair. Having a mind fart.
No, you're doing great. It's hard when the lights are on and there's a weird guy asking you weird questions. And your brother just died and your son is going through it. So
yeah, grief brain is grief brain. That's for sure. Chronic ear infections, booger noses. Their joints kind of stiffen up, like Nikolai's hands are kind of stuck like this. And most of them end up having a carpal tunnel surgery at some point to help release that. Yeah, those are like the upfront easy symptoms to be able to, so to say, see.
yeah. How does it make you feel that it's so rare and it's you? Like you're the one that's carrying it, and like how does that make you feel?
I'm trying not to carry the guilt of that. Because it's like, I know it's not my fault, but at the same time, it feels like, yeah, I gave this to him. If I didn't carry it, he wouldn't have it. But I think over time, acceptance will come with that.
But isn't it not your fault at all?
No, I mean,
like you didn't pick your genetic makeup.
Right. No,
You didn't know you had it.
It's not, and that's where it's like I subconsciously know that.
No, this is the beautiful part about about the guilt, though. Is this is how guilt works? It doesn't have to make sense at all. And like guilt for me, and maybe you can relate with this too, is like you understand that it's not your fault fully. Like, yeah, I know, but then there's another part in your brain that's in there, and it's like, this is our fault. And then those two people are just talking all day long. At least me. Why do you think we have shame and guilt? Like, why does our body use that emotion? Like, why do we have it? Like, what's its purpose in your story, you think?
Because without it, we wouldn't have, what's the word? In a sense, we wouldn't be able to appreciate like the joy on the other side. So it's stupid to feel those feelings. It's hard to feel those feelings, but it helps you embrace the joy on the other side.
Yeah. I think for me, like my shame and guilt makes me feel like there's control. Like it gives you the sense of control over a situation that you have zero control over. Like you have no control over this thing. But your shame and guilt is telling you it's your fault, because if it's your fault, then it's preventable. And we want to prevent bad things from happening. So like it's trying to help us. Like it's trying to help bad things from happening from us because it loves us, but it's just like it's crippling sometimes, especially in the early stages. Like the shame and the guilt. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you about was your anger. Like, because for me, I have nowhere to direct my anger. Like I'm not mad at anyone. Like I'm not mad at any driver. It's not like anyone was trying to hurt my family or hurt them. So like it was just a terrible. I don't believe in God, so I don't blame. Like I have literally no one to blame. Like, and so the anger is just kind of just hovering over me sometimes. And my girlfriend could ask me a question, or Blue could ask me a couple questions, and if it doesn't go right, like I'm just immediately angry because I just am all the time. So how's your anger been? I mean, your brother dies and then this to your son. Like, how's that been?
I feel like my anger's been manageable because it has to be. I have 6 kids to take care of that I can't. I've been in other dark places in my life that I know I can't go back there if I want to help Nikolai. It won't help me in any way to hold on to the anger or hold on to any kind of shame or guilt on myself, even though it comes. I know it does. Even with like my brother, it's like, how are you just, the moments that come, that's like, how are you just gone? Like, I know you're gone, but why are you gone? So I guess with Loren's death, it's felt more, I don't know if anger is the right word for it, but in a sense, like, I mean, it goes with it. But yeah, just like, why did you have to go? Why did you have to leave us here? But I try not hold myself in those feelings because I know I can't move forward when I do.
How are you communicating this with Nikolai? He's 4, but you're going to treatments, right?
Yeah.
So like what, or how is he doing? Does he like, because he's so young, it's just hard to, I'm trying to picture what he's going through daily here.
I guess that's the only blessing. He hates appointments. He's had major anxiety with appointments. I'm like, why? Out of all my kids, he's horrible. He kicks and fights. And I mean, last fall we were at a dentist appointment. He literally bit that whole entire mirror they put in your mouth to look at your teeth. He shattered that thing in his mouth. And so he has that kind of like fear and anxiety with appointments that it's like, in that sense, it's like, why, God? Why are you doing this to him? But then on the other side, the only blessing in it is he doesn't know he has this, and he probably never will. He'll just continue living his life the way he does, being a goofball.
Ignorance is bliss, I guess.
Yeah.
Even if you have Hunter's syndrome. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hunter's syndrome. You mentioned Oh, and like just watching you talk about it and the tears coming from your eyes and just me only imagining it. But like you just mentioned at the beginning, watching him suffer. And he has a life expectancy of six teenagers. Is that what you said?
Teenagers.
So again, just like shotgun of questions for you. So good luck. Here you go. But like, how? Like, yeah, like put me in your shoes of this, and like, how are you dealing with watching your kids suffer, and then this idea of he's only going to be a teenager, maybe. And then my last question is like, is there any chance he can live past his teenage years? Is there hope here, or is that just kind of best case scenario?
Yeah, that's where I feel like I sounds bad to say, but it's like, because I don't want to lose him, but I hope he goes before he has to suffer too much. I don't want to, and that's selfishly of me, but I don't
It's
want
not.
to.
It's
I
not.
don't want to have to watch
It's
him.
not. I talk to parents losing kids with cancer, and like the conversation after a kid dies is so. It's this conversation. Exactly everything you're saying is like, and I sometimes even ask them if I'm comfortable enough with them. But like, how does a parent? Are you happy or are you satisfied that your kid is no longer living because it was just pure suffering? Like they're just literally trying to breathe, and they all have the similar answer, which is like, yeah, we are happy, but yeah, we feel awful thinking that way. Basically, is
Yeah.
the answer I get.
I mean, right now he's a happy kid. He moves. He's busy. He's always into trouble. But what was the second question you had asked?
He's gonna be a teenager, and just thoughts on that, and like, yeah, I don't know. That just sounds like when he makes friends 8, 9, 10, he's got and like, do you tell them like, hey, he's probably only gonna or he like I don't know. These are the questions I have. Like it's so hard to.
Well, that's where it's actually been already hard with that, because I'm glad he has his sisters and aunts and uncles and cousins that love him dearly for who he is, because he doesn't communicate, he doesn't talk. I mean, he says maybe 20 words. And so with kids his age, a lot of them don't want to play with him already because he doesn't talk. He doesn't understand how to play either. Like they're like, "Oh, let's build this house." Well, he just comes and knocks it down. He doesn't understand the concept of we're going to do this together and play. And so a few months back, a friend came over and she had a boy that was around Nikolai's age, and they ran around giggling for about an hour straight. And it was just very heartwarming, because that was the first time that I had seen him sit there and play with a kid, and them play with him and just laugh with him, even though they may not have understood each other, but they just played. More so just ran around in circles giggling. But so looking forward to his teenage years, it's like that's where the mom in me, I think, wants to I'll just hold him to myself and the people that do know him and love him, and I don't want to have to put him out for people to be mean, because there are mean people.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what was the third question.
Yeah, sorry, I told you it was gonna be a shotgun of questions. My third question, the third part was: is there any hope or chance that he could live to be older than a teenager?
We're living on hope. That's all we're living on right now. there has been the boys with the mild type that they've lived into their 20s or 30s, but they're not affected by their brain. So with Nikolai, even if he lives to that point, we're holding on to all the hope that we can get him to these. This last week, we did intensive therapy. He was there every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with low-level lasers and just working his body in different ways to help get his brain to kind of open more pathways. We've been doing hyperbaric chambers.
Sorry, what is that?
It's basically a machine that you go hop into, and there's oxygen at 100%, and then it's pressurized to really get as deep as into the cells as it can to help the cells fight inflammation and help the brain open new pathways, with hopes that he will maybe start talking or start saying more things, or be able to ask him to, hey, can you go pick up that toy? He just looks at you and laughs. But then if you point, can you pick up this toy? Put it right here. Then he can kind of understand you. But he's also very stubborn and only wants to do it on his terms. And then the other hope is just in March, the FDA passed the first FDA approved drug that reaches the blood-brain barrier for these boys. So with hopes that can possibly extend his life a little longer and help his brain, so to say, is keep the brain where it's at now instead of deteriorating more. So with that, gives some hope that he may live past those years, being there is a FDA approved drug now, with hopes that they won't. At this point, they haven't taken it away, and hopefully they don't take that away. But that too, it comes with a cost. I mean, it's weekly infusions for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's not just shortening his life tremendously, it's quality of life is poorer.
Yeah.
As well.
And that's where we're trying all these different therapies and treatments that can hopefully give him that better quality of life for a longer time.
Yeah. This is kind of a messed up question, but do you ever fear like you're just going to get caught in this space of kind of like the cancer parents do with their kids, I guess, of down the road, okay, do we keep fighting and treating it and making them fight the fight? Or do we just are you worried that that's just going to become or maybe that already is it a little bit?
I'm already there. Many nights I've told Trevor, do we just let him be who he is? He hates these appointments. He hates all these things that it's gives him anxiety. Do we just, knowing there's no cure for it, do we just let him be who he is for as long as possible? But then it's torn between.
Oh, he's already digressing.
Giving up on him,
right? Yeah.
By just let him be him, or do I keep trying? And so at this point, I'm kind of in this fight or flight. It's okay, we're doing this, and I'd say it's on average right now about every 6 days, where it's I just lose it then, and scream into my pillow and ask God why. It's I don't know. What are you trying to teach me?
So you're on the 1090 podcast. So the quote is life's 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond to it or whatever. So how are you answering that question? I mean, this just sounds like hell. What do you do? What are you doing about this?
I guess holding on to the hope is the only thing that's keeping me in that 90%. because in general, I'd say overall in life, I have that view or perspective. We can't control anything that happens. Let go of the crap that doesn't matter. And some of that stuff is easier said than done. And that's what really scares me too, though, it's hard to stay in that positive mindset with knowing grief with my brother and knowing it's going to come again. And there's nothing that prepares you for that final moment, that final goodbye. And so it's like, here I get to just spend my life in grief. It's gonna, we're gonna try like wither away. Just kidding. We're back again. And we're gonna come back again. Like, and so it's like this, let me just love him. But at the same time, are you not gonna be able to ride your bike tomorrow? Like, is today gonna be the last time you ride your bike? Is today gonna be the last time you chuck your food like a Frisbee? Is today gonna be the last day that you eat with a fork? And knowing that's the worry that's to come, it's hard. You just can't comprehend it. There's no words for it. Knowing it's just going to come and we're just going to have to go through.
People love talking about being in the moment. How hard are you able to do, like, what's that like for you right now because I'm sure that's the lesson you've been taught, or one of them is, hey, you got to enjoy every moment. I mean, this is one of my struggles too. Like, yeah, like I learned that, but like, I don't want to be in this moment without him. So like, it's like a blessing and a curse, I guess.
It is. And I try be in the moment, but I also don't want to hold back my feelings. So when the crappy days come, they come, and I let them come and I let them be. And I just let myself feel like crap. But then that's where I go back to with the 1090, I can't stay there because I have kids that need to get taken care of.
You're a mom.
I mean, that was even like when my brother passed away. I was like, I'm so glad I was a month away from my due date for my 6th baby. And it's a blessing in disguise because they forced me to keep going. I didn't have a choice I couldn't sit there in my bed as much as I just wanted to forget the world. And even now, my house will be completely upside down, actually upside down, if I stayed in bed with Nikolai and his messes he likes to make.
You're going to miss those messes. Like, if he does end up leaving sooner than later, like, you're going to miss all those messes he made.
I know. And that's where it's like, that's where I try embrace okay, at least he's making messes, because there might come a day where he won't be able to pour the gallon of milk out.
To not make a mess, yeah.
He won't be able to break we've had like probably 25 now, fridge locks, freezer locks. He just breaks right through them. Every one of them. So we try a new kind. He breaks through that. They're all adult proof, but they're not Nikolai proof.
What does he like to do for fun? Nikolai? He
loves Frisbees. Loren was a big Frisbee golfer.
Loren's your brother.
Loren's my brother.
That passed away.
He was a big Frisbee golfer. So my dad and brothers too are also Frisbee golfers. So Nikolai loves that. He likes to pretend his food is Frisbees too, and anything he gets a hold of.
Just throwing it.
He all of a sudden decides.
Has a pizza, just throwing it.
He decides he's done, and everything gets tossed like this.
That's so good.
He loves riding his Strider.
Is that a scooter?
It's a bike without pedals.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
He loves Happy Birthday. We sing Happy Birthday to him about 8 times a day. 7 days a week.
That's so good.
Every day's his birthday.
CB, happy birthday. That's
Like,
great.
even that's one thing through going to these therapies and appointments. It's like, okay, just start singing happy birthday. Happy birthday. And then he just goes from like mad to all of a sudden he's grinning at you in your face.
That's so great.
So that's part of the little things. Like he's teaching us that too. You can still celebrate every day like it's your birthday because. And then there's also, side note, the grief with, or not grief, but the guilt with my other kids. And it's
like you're not paying them enough attention right now.
Yeah. I read this thing about this girl that felt like a glass child because she had a sibling with whatever special needs. And so obviously this kid was taken to many appointments and XYZ. And she's like, I know my mom and dad loved me, but I was their glass child.
Yeah.
Like they saw right through me. And so I think that's probably been the heaviest guilt with Nikolai's diagnosis is how can I be there for my other girls so they don't feel that way?
Do you think they feel that way?
I think it's shown in there over the last couple of months a lot more. Like they have their anger and frustration and fighting. That's shown up a lot more. So I know it's showing up in ways that they might not be speaking it, but no doubt they're feeling it.
Would you ever tell them, like you just told me, like, hey, I'm really worried that you guys are going to be the glass child and I'm sorry, but like, is that something you communicate with them?
I would. I mean, my oldest is 8.
Wow, yeah,
so
that makes it kind of tough.
They're still so young, even with like Nikolai. It's like they know he's different, and they basically know he's going to die sooner than them. Chances are, but then we don't know that either.
Man, I did a podcast a couple months ago with this guy who was a caregiver for his brother his whole life, and then like when I think he was like 18 or 19, his brother died, and it just reminded me so much of this conversation, like the same guilt of him like being able to like live a life now, like he doesn't have to be a caregiver for his brother anymore, and just that same thing, like the relief of it, and then just the guilt of it too. Is so I can't even imagine. I just can't even imagine what it's like to be you. I did mention earlier that I don't believe in God, but if you do, that's awesome, and I hope you'd feel comfortable to talk about it or tell us about it. Is there anything you want to say about that area before we move on to something else?
I do believe in God. Sometimes it's hard to understand why the things happen in life that do. But that's like going back to Loren. Last summer, our whole family made it to Finland. We're from Finland.
Wow, you know what? I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't make us forget what we're talking about, but I just have to say this real quick. I was gonna say your accent. I thought you were from like Minnesota or like Canada.
I get Minnesota all the time.
It's there for sure. Yeah.
My mom's from Minnesota.
Yeah. So, but you're from Finland?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Don't you know? Anyway, what were we talking about? See, we forgot.
So our whole family made it to Finland last summer. Yeah. I have 10 siblings.
Man.
So mom, dad, all 10 siblings, 2 of the in-laws, all 18 grandkids. We had never been in Finland as a whole family because the last time our whole family was there, my youngest brother wasn't born yet. And so last spring, we weren't going to go. We were like, no, this year we're paying off debt. We're not going on any big trips. All of a sudden, people started talking about going to Finland. And it was like, no, we're staying home. And Loren was actually a big push in that, like, oh no, I don't have my passport, but you're going. We're going to make this work. He was making sure that it was going to work for everybody. And, yeah, slowly everyone started buying their tickets. And I told Trevor, sorry, this is so you're to pay off debt, but I'm not missing out. Our whole family's going. I know I'll have FOMO. FOMO will be my life if I'm not there with everyone else. And there was a family reunion planned on my dad's side too, because my dad's from Finland too. And so yeah, slowly but surely I worked extra hours, Trevor worked extra hours. We hardly saw each other for the month and a half before we went, because he would go to work, he'd get home, I would leave to work. But we made it work. Everyone made it work. One of my sisters, her and her boyfriend bought their tickets, then they canceled them. And Loren was like, nah,
You guys are going.
Buy that ticket
I've been
again.
working.
Yep.
Like we're going.
Yep. It was happening. So we all made it to Finland. And when Loren was there, he bought this angel statue for my mom. He's like, my mom always loved angels. And he was living in Spokane with my sister and her family since last May. So back to summertime, he bought that angel. And then we all went there most of us, not all of us. Most of us went to Spokane then in end of September before, or for my sister's baby shower, sorry.
No, you're good.
And Loren had packed up the angel and gave it to my mom then. And it wasn't too much longer than that, a little over a week later, and my brother-in-law, Loren worked with my brother-in-law, and Loren was staying in their camper in their front yard. He went out there to wake him up for work, and he didn't wake up. And so he went in and got my sister, and they did their CPR, called 911, and just had trying to do anything to keep him going. But obviously it was his time to go. And so that brings me back to God and all this, like, oh, in that time too, my mom was on the phone with them. Paramedics were trying to revive him. And my sister had said that, like, he looked horrible when they found him. It was overdose. And looked like he had kind of pulled the blanket over his head, almost like he didn't want, assuming that maybe in those last moments he knew he was dying and didn't want anyone to find him like that, even though it was bound to be found. And my mom was on the phone, so she was able to bless him. And then my sister said that from the moment they found him to when they called his death, it was about 45 minutes or something. She's like, he just looked so much at peace in the end. She's like, when we found him, he didn't look like he was at peace. And then there was the angel. And my mom was like, I know he got it last summer in Finland, but he gave it to me last week. Almost like, did he know? But then there's like, he was going to visit his girlfriend at the end of October. And he had this gift packed for her. They got matching shoes. And he had it all packed up, his pair, her pair, matching beanies, one for girlfriend's daughter. That it was like, he had such big plans. Those last 6, 7 months, he was clean. And like before, in the past, he had never wanted to, no, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to have kids. Like, that was just overrated. But in that time, it's like, he started talking about getting married and having kids. Like, he had hope for his future. And then there was that too, like thinking of just after he died, it was like our whole entire family made it to Finland that year. Like, we hadn't all been together in a long time. That it was just so many little signs of God doing his work before Loren was called home.
Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad you felt comfortable, even though I believe differently, but I thought that was beautiful. I think this might be a good segue into Loren's obituary, maybe? You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Real quick before we do that, you're trying to go to Mexico next month, raise money, do some more research for Nikolai.
Yes.
So we'll post the GoFundMe when we post this episode and everything, and then we just gave all our money away to a different family, but we're doing a basketball tournament for Riggins on August 2nd, and any money we make from that, we're going to give to you guys for your GoFundMe to help you guys get there. I don't think it's going to be a huge chunk of change, but whatever we can do to help. Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to watch your 4-year-old deal with something like that. So that's what we're doing. If you want to help us, help them, please. Even if it's $5, $10, just, and I don't want to turn our podcast into I'm going to ask you to donate money every episode. That's not going to be a thing, but like please help this family. They're going through it. Okay, obituary for Loren Nikolai Valley. Did I say that right?
Volley.
Oh, volley. I've been reading more, and so I felt like I've been gaining confidence, and I still...
Our whole life we've gone by Valley. That's what we're called by everybody, so...
Volley. I have the hard copy. There's a quote here on the... So, hold on, sorry. January 24th, 1993 to October 15th, 2025. And then there's a little quote on here. Lord, I am a little one, little and tender, and you are a mighty one. You are my father. You are my father. Okay. Oh, he's inked up. He's got his chest done. Nice.
Yeah, he actually, he spent a handful of his years in prison, jail. And he got tattoos when he was in there. And he had 8 sisters. So what was it? Diamonds for his sisters and stars for his 2 brothers.
That's cool.
So that's what his arm had.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to ask. What's it like losing a loved one to a drug overdose? Is there a lot of judgment there? You get weird comments, or are people usually very nice, or does it not get brought up, or what?
So far, I haven't had issues. I know people do, but it's a perspective of if people are going to say things, then let them say things, and I'm not going to hold on to it because you didn't know my brother.
Good for you.
He cared. He loved big. He would have probably been my biggest cheerleader right now.
Yeah.
For me coming here. Like, that's who he was. He wasn't his addiction.
Well said. Loren Nikolai Valley was born January 24th, 1993 in Espoo, Finland?
Espo.
Espoo, Finland. He passed away on October 15th, 2025 in Deer Park, Washington at the age of 32. He was known for his energy, loyalty, and deep love for those around him. Loren was a beloved son, brother, uncle, friend, and partner. He is survived by his devoted mother and father, Heidi and Carrie, 10 siblings, Jennifer, Emily, Mona, Stephanie, Alexandra, Logan, Lila, Shay, Kiti.
Kitty.
Kitty?
Kitty.
I wanted to say Kitty, but like that's not it.
She does. Her name is Kitty, but she goes by Kitty typically in America.
Okay, well, I apologize. I'm sorry. No offense. My name is Mason. It's not even a cool name. It's just Mason. So, okay. And Lincoln, along with 18 nieces and nephews who adored him, and his dear Rosa, who accompanied him and brought him immense joy until his last day. Loren grew up in Phoenix, Arizona after moving overseas from Finland. His childhood was filled with laughter, games, and a deep bond with his large and loving family. He lit up every room he walked into and made the best memories with those lucky enough to know him. He was so proud of where he came from. Loren was especially proud to be a mama's boy, and his bond with his family was unshakable. If the kids wanted to play a game, he was always the first to join. Whether it was wrestling on the floor, chasing them around, or sharing laughs in the yard, Loren made every moment count. He loved spoiling his loved ones with little treats, a favorite candy or drink from the gas station, just to see them smile. It never was a surprise when Loren showed up with a handful of bags from shopping. Loren's heart had room for everyone. He was always willing to show up, help out, and love fiercely. Loren faced heavy battles, and in his final years, he fought bravely to overcome those struggles. His journey was not easy, but he never stopped trying. He showed strength, integrity, and compassion even in the hardest moments. In his last year, Loren traveled to many places and shared unforgettable memories with those he loved. Loren's light lives on in the hearts of everyone he touched, in the laughter of his nieces and nephews, the stories shared by his siblings, and the love that will never fade. He is preceded in death by Grandpa Loren Hoika,
Yep.
uncle and aunt. I was gaining confidence, guys. These are Jua?
Yuha.
Yeah. I'm going to stop. It's getting harder. Pavy?
Baby.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do like the name Loren for a boy. Is there a story behind that, or
My grandpa's Loren.
Okay.
So my mom's dad is Loren.
Okay.
So yeah, my sister mentioned this. He died. My grandpa Loren died a couple of years back. And my sister was like, "This is getting weird." Loren Hoika died. Now Loren Nikolai. Now Nikolai has this. Nikolai's named after my dad.
Oh man.
And I'm like, yeah, we'll just stop it there. Hopefully it ends right here.
Yeah. Man. He sounds awesome.
He was awesome.
So soon. He died October 2025, like not even a year yet.
Yeah, we just passed 9 months. And then that part's been hard though too, like with the new things in life. Like I had a baby a month after he passed, and it was like, this is so stupid, because everyone was excited with the new babies. But obviously once you deal with grief, everything kind of focuses to them with what you go through in life. And obviously, yeah, I was excited to call my mom. My friend here was supposed to watch my birth, but she decided to go outside and she missed it. But like things like that, it's like, I wish I could call Loren right now. And then it's like, then I just had this really hard time going to the grave for a while after he died. It's like, I can't go have Haiti meet him with a picture in the ground. Stupid. And then even now after Nikolai's diagnosis, it's like a mix between two worlds. Like, I know that someday when Nikolai will be gone, I know he'll have Loren by his side. They can throw all the frisbees and play all the frisbee golf they want in the heavens, but trying to go to the grave and tell him about it is just stupid.
I struggle going to the grave too sometimes. It's just hot and cold with it. Sometimes I like to go, but other times. How would you describe grief? Like, what has it done to you, good and bad?
Ripped every ounce out of your heart, that's for sure. Like, I thought I knew pain before that, but I didn't. And that's where, like, it literally physically will shut down your body. And trying to find the positive in grief is the good in grief. I don't know. Not there yet.
I was talking to a guy today about grief. He lost his daughter. Suddenly, like, she got sick, went septic, and just lost his, I think, 6-year-old daughter in just like 48 hours. And he just left me this beautiful voice message. He was talking about his grief, and he compared it to finding gold. And he's like, do you know how much you have to go through to find a nugget of gold? Like, how much dirt or whatever? I'm like, I have no idea. And he told me like 16 tons or whatever it was, just a crazy amount. He's like, they have to go through all that shit to find just one little nugget. And he's like, I think that's what grief's been like for me. Like, it's just so awful and horrible. But if you continue to lean in it and feel it, you get these little golden nuggets, like they are there. And yeah, it's hard to get to, and it's hard to appreciate sometimes because there's just so much awfulness about it. But that's one of the things I love about this podcast, and just keep talking about it, is you keep sifting through, and then every conversation like this, at least in my opinion, has just been a little golden nugget for me. Like, I'm not alone, actually. Like, listen to this lady, and sorry, Stephanie, I didn't have to call you late, but like, I don't know. I just think there definitely was a time in my grief where if you would have asked me, like, where's the golden nugget of this, I would have punched you in the face for sure. Like, how dare you? Like, there's nothing good. And that's not true anymore. There's been some good things that have come from this, but I think I have to give myself a little bit of credit, and it's because I keep digging, and mostly that's because my son Blue, and you're the same reason. You have your mom, you have other kids, so you got to keep digging. Anything else you want to talk about grief that you drove all this way? I just want to make sure you've said everything that you wanted to say.
Yeah, there is that with grief. Like, the moments that carry you through are the random little things, like the random little message that comes through, or whatever. That can be not the good, but the good in it is. But then it's like people say, oh, it gets worse after year one. And it's like, how can it get worse than it's been?
It gets worse, though. Sorry.
Like,
It does.
How?
Well, I think for me, and grief's different for everyone, so maybe it's just different. But for me, like, I was just flying off of, I'd say, shock, denial, and just couldn't even. I mean, I remember, like, people would walk through the door months after. I'm like, oh, court. And like, oh, yeah, like, not court. And then my phone would ring, like, oh, that's probably court. And like, just, oh, yeah, like that. I had that going on forever. And then I think year 2 is just kind of reality. But I think you're totally different because you're literally in a fight. Like you have a sick kid that you need treatment for. So like you're just in it right now. And I probably had too much help. If any, like I had such a big support group. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to go back to work immediately or do those things. And I got to check out. And that's probably why it was bad. Like I completely Blue was taken care of by family and friends, and I just kind of checked out for a long time. And being someone like you that has to take your kid to these treatments and he might die and watch him suffer and all these things, I think it's really impressive. And one of the golden nuggets, since we were speaking of the golden nuggets, that I've appreciated is I used to like really worship Michael Jordan and Barry Sanders and like athletes. And now, like, I truly admire people like you, Stephanie. Like, I way cooler than Michael Jordan, way cooler than LeBron James. Like, you lost your brother, and you have a sick kid with a rare Hunter syndrome disease. 10 in every 1 million male births will get it, and no one will really care. I mean, some people will, but most people just aren't going to care. And you're just going to have to carry that and take care of your other kids and your husband. So yeah, I just think the perspective shift on all those things. So yeah, thank you for being strong and being a good example.
That's where the anger actually comes in for me.
Well, if you get a compliment.
Like, oh, you're so strong.
Yeah, I hate it. No, why do you hate it?
Shut up.
Why do you hate it?
Because I'm not choosing to be strong here.
Yeah.
I have no way through.
And do you feel strong?
No.
No, you don't. You feel weak.
No.
I feel weak.
Like I could just crumble every day. And so it's like, I know people's intentions are good.
Yes.
I know that 100%. But it's like, no, I'm not strong. And you know what? If you were in my shoes, you'd be doing the same thing. So.
Yes.
No, you don't have to sit there and tell me I'm strong because I'm not choosing to be.
What do you say when people give you a compliment, like other than me, like in regular life? Like, do you just, I'm really asking for help here.
Depends on if I feel good or not.
Okay.
If I feel good, then I can say thank you. If not, just,
Just, yeah, a little shrug of the shoulder.
Funny.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? You brought me this book.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have like sorry, I guess I should say the book. The book you brought me was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Wait, this is a new book. Is this The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse, and the Storm? Maybe I haven't read this one.
Yeah, no, my sister saw that at the store after my brother passed away. And so she got it for all of us siblings and my mom and dad. And so it's been one that when the moments are hard to just give you a little lift me up to life sucks and you can still do hard things.
Yeah, I love this book. I'm a little confused right now. I don't know if this is like the second one but yeah.
Oh, there was another thing with Loren that I'd written down.
Let's do it.
It was Nikolai was born in 2022. So the summer before that, Loren moved in with us he moved in June or July. And he was there until like Christmas time, January, he had moved out.
Okay.
And he had gotten out of prison, jail. It was like, okay, here's kind of a fresh start.
Sorry, how long was he in for? I just have to ask.
Ooh, was it a year and a half, maybe?
Okay.
And I look back at that time too, and I'm so grateful I had that time because he started dabbling in drugs when he was 14, 15. And so at that point, I was around 10 years old. So he was like the big brother that I didn't really know him. He was in and out of drugs through his the last how many years, that having those 6 months then were so huge, because it was like I finally got a piece of my real brother and got to know him. And it was interesting. Where we lived, there was a bush in the front yard, and this cardinal would always come.
No way.
And in hindsight, then it was like, this is so cool, but why does this cardinal keep coming? Because they're like a sign from angels, or whatever kind of sign you want to take it as. And so it was like this mixed feeling, like, oh, who's going to die? But at the same time, I'll just enjoy it because it's pretty. It would just go perch there on the bush in the front. But yeah, then when Loren passed away, it was like, oh, that's why. Like, God knew he was slowly starting to fall again. And so the angel was there, coming to visit and keep an eye on him and help him move forward. So I actually wrote a poem after he died that was read at his funeral. But
We got to read the poem.
let's see.
We have to. Okay. You got the poem.
That year, how lucky I was. I got time to cherish with my biggest brother. Moments that stitched us closer. Many conversations and the best late night laughs. Hearing his stories in his quiet way. In a way I never had before, and then a cardinal came. Not just once, but day after day. Perched in the bush out front, I remember wondering why it kept returning. Like it knew something I didn't. Loren was beginning to fight again. A battle familiar. Too heavy for one heart to carry alone. And now I can see it. Those visits weren't just chance. The bird, it was a whisper, a reminder and a sign. But that year was more than that. It was the greatest gift. To love him not just in memory, but getting to know his heart of gold. And now whenever I see a cardinal, I can feel it again. A little piece of comfort. Even in the hardest hours, he was never alone. Not then, not now. The angels were near, and forever they will be. That's it.
I'm so glad you found it and read it. It was so good.
Yeah, writing has been a safety for me.
How often do you write?
My phone is like out of storage. So just about daily I'm on my notes writing. I need to just get a journal back out and start writing with my hand again instead of just typing. But I think that's one of the biggest thing that pushes me through, is being able to just explode my feelings out in words.
Yeah, I love the poem. I love the red cardinal. A red bird for me has always symbolized Riggins ever since he died, and so when you just brought that up, I'm like, oh man, no way, that's so cool.
He's here too.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up and get to your favorite movies or books or whatever, have you ever seen the movie A Walk to Remember?
Yeah.
Little teenage girl has cancer, someone dies or whatever.
Yeah.
I just, and I'm not living with your family's illness, and I'm not, so you might just want to punch me in the face, but like, yeah, I think he should meet friends and he should do all that stuff, even if he is gonna die sooner than he should. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry. I like that movie. I think that's what I would do if I were you guys. But again, I have no idea what it's like. So, yeah.
I mean, I wrote a kid's book. I have a friend that's from Finland that's illustrating it too.
Really?
About Nikolai.
Will you please send it to me when it's done?
Once it's done, you'll get a copy.
We'll have to have you back on and read it or so. That's so cool. Yeah. I love books.
It's like there's those kind of little things that I guess a lot of things with writing that I just try
Yeah.
to get my head out of the ugly bubble and to make something out of it.
That's better than drinking and bong rips. That's all I
Yeah.
was doing in my first year. So good for you. Writing. Much
Right.
healthier. Okay. Are we sure we're good to go to your favorite books before we wrap this up? Anything else? I just don't want you to drive back to Arizona. Like, I should have said
There's
that.
going to be a lot of things
Dang
on
it,
the drive
no.
back that I'm like, I should have said that. I should have said that. Oh, shoot. I should have said that.
I know, that's why you don't plan, because if you plan, it's just worse. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about anything we were planning, and you just feel even worse. So
Yeah.
that's why you don't plan.
I know the other thing. I know I already said it, but like childhood dementia. That's like those words just, you know, you hear dementia and you think of old people.
Yeah.
They've lived a full life, or that part just feels like so. Like those words feel almost harder than the Hunter syndrome, because it's like kind of has an explanation that people understand maybe.
Right, but it just seems so out of place, almost like a oxymoron almost. Like,
yeah, like those words should never ever go together. But
yeah,
here they are.
I was trying to tell my friends about you and your story, and I was just trying to explain it. I'm like, he has childhood dementia, and they're like, what? It's just, yeah, it doesn't sound anything good or pleasant or real. So I'm sorry. And I know that probably doesn't help. And maybe you hate, someone told me that they don't like hearing I'm sorry. And now I'm out of things to say. That was my go-to. Like, I don't know what else to say. So.
I mean, it goes along with you're strong.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
What is something you like people tell you? What's something that you like?
I don't know. I guess I haven't gotten there to find something that.
Yeah.
Laugh at Nikolai. Tell a story about Loren.
Yeah.
Or like
that is
something
my
like
favorite.
that is.
When I hear a story about him, that is the best.
That's better than I'm sorry or you're so strong.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Because it's just a piece of.
Yeah.
Piece of them.
Okay, we usually do movies because my family like movies, but we're going to do books today because you're an author. And so here we go. Top 3 favorite books.
Have you ever read The Energy Bus by John Gordon?
I do, and I love it. I told Sammy most people die on Mondays. I read it from that book.
That's my top favorite book.
Wow, yeah. I think I made my high school basketball team read that book. Like, I love that book.
Yeah.
Great book.
No, it's incredible. Another one is Not Without My Daughter. I don't remember the artist, but it's a true story about mom and daughter married a guy from, where was it? Iran or one of those, Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
The mom and daughter both married the guy, or just
the mom married?
Okay, just making sure.
They lived in the U.S. and they never really went back to see his family. And finally, for whatever reason, he convinced them, and they went back. And Dad basically held them hostage. And so the story is actually about the mom and the daughter and their experience and their escape. And then the daughter actually recently has the book, My Name is Matab. And so she shares her version of the story.
So tell me the book title again.
Not Without My Daughter.
Not Without My Daughter. Okay, I'll have to give that one a read.
It's good.
Okay, and then your third book.
Well, I have The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
I just recently read that one.
That's another good one.
That freaking book, when he had to plan the soccer game against the SS, and then they were kicking the SS officers' asses, kind of, and he's like, all right, guys, like, we can't beat it. I freaking love that book.
And then I also, Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die.
Never heard of that one, or read that one.
Need to read that one. And The Body Keeps the Score.
Heard of that one, never read it, though.
The Body Keeps the Score can be kind of, I mean, both of those last two. they can be kind of like boring.
That's what I was told. I heard the body
But-
keeps the score like very scientific. Like
Yes.
they're talking about chromosomes and
Yep.
people love saying nervous system. I swear people say nervous system and they think they can say whatever they want. Nervous system. Like, okay. Those are good books right there.
But no, those 2 last books, they're incredible for just they can be boring, but the knowledge in them about how your body responds to crap in life is incredible knowledge to
It's very
take
real.
home and
Like
carry with.
even my body in the month of July is different for sure. Like it's a real thing. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean every month so far around the 15th, it's kind of weird, like with the whole family. It's like it just seeps into every one of us on a different day within like the week of the 15th. And your body does keep the score.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You're strong and sorry, I'm not going to compliment you. I learned my lesson. You're not even that cool, actually.
Fair enough.
No, seriously, thanks for coming on. Means a lot. And we'll help out however we can. And if you're listening and you want to help, please do so. And life's 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it.